Hey there, happy Sunday. I'm glad you're here. You've made it through the holidays. This time might have been sort of tough. Maybe you feel like it was really rough, or maybe you got through it and you're feeling like a little lighter in your step. But for those of you that don't feel like you're light in your step, this is going to be for you. This is going to be my encouragement to you that we're going to keep moving forward. We might have had a few steps back, right? You can do that. You can take a few steps back, but the key is you got to go forward again. That's what's going to happen in this grief and loss series. It's not going to be always moving forward. You're not going to always go. You're not going to just, every day is glorious and beautiful and sunshine and rainbows. No, it's not always like that. It's a process. And sometimes you go forward. Sometimes you step back. But the key is we want to keep moving forward. And sometimes when the longer you go through things, the longer you suffer through things, it's harder to even have a thought of anything good coming out of this, right? The suffering is going on and on. You feel like, is it ever going to end? And you feel like God's not on your side. And you might feel all alone. I get lots and lots of emails from a couple people that are just, they truly are alone. Truly. Like they have no one to talk to. No one positive to talk to, I guess is the word. And they do feel all alone. And they sometimes feel just forsaken, like God's just given up on them because their situation in life and because of their choices and because of things that have happened. It's so hard to even think that God can bring anything good out of the disaster that has happened in their life. And that's hard. It's hard to bring hope to people that can't see past that. So that is my encouragement to you, that there is hope. There is hope in God, that there is going to be that. That's why it's so important for us to be light to other people, even in going through sorrows ourselves and trouble ourselves, because you don't know what your little smile might do for somebody that day, or just that listening ear or that encouragement that God is good when you talk to somebody. You don't know how that's just going to get somebody through their day. And sometimes when we're going through those things, it reminds, it's good to remind them, we know God is good, right? We know his faithfulness over time. And in the past, he has been good to us through our lives. But sometimes when people go through things, they get like another layer of pain and another layer of brokenness in their life. And it's hard. You keep seeing it happen and happen. And sometimes as Christians, unfortunately, in the church, I've seen this and it's heartbreaking. You see it happening to a person and you think, oh, they must be doing wrong. Oh, and it's so wrong. It's so wrong. It's so wrong that is what our even church culture does, is like you look at their life and you're like, they must be doing something wrong for all this to fail in their life, or for this to happen, or for their kid to be wayward, or their marriage to be destroyed, or them to go through these problems. And it's hard. It's hard when you see that's how people have reacted to other Christians, and it makes you want to have more empathy for them, for the people that are going through it. And to know, wow, that's something I never want to do to a person. I never want to treat somebody like that who's going through a hard time, because that's wrong. It's so wrong. So sometimes having, even in the believer world, adding that other layer of pain, like your friends have forsaken you, is a lot. And you feel very much alone. And when you go through things, I have experienced things in my life, and I know the friends that have just offered a listening ear because they know me. They know my heart. They know who I am normally through life. And when I go through something, instead of just kind of dismissing me and saying, whatever, they're not listening. They're not wanting to take my advice. They don't want to do it. They just listened. And they sometimes were just a rational ear. They were sometimes, well, that doesn't sound right. Or, well, give a little glimmer of hope, or let me give a little bit of this, because that person's going through feelings. They're going through huge feelings. And when they're in the midst of going through trials and tribulations and big life upsets, it's feelings all around. There is no rational voice, not at all. Especially when it's a magnitude of something, and whether it's a huge disruption in their life, whether it's a loss of something, whether it's just a major illness has attacked, I don't know. But sometimes it's overtaken by feelings. And if they don't have a strong core of people around them, or a lot of those people have left them, it's hard for them to decipher what is true and what is not, because those feelings get really real. And when they feel things, that's all they want to do. And that's what the enemy does. He just wants you to feel. If you think about the Garden of Eden, what did the enemy do to Eve? Even though she knew the truth, she knew what was right and wrong, he just came and he's like, did God really say that? And he stuck that in her ear over and over, and just putting those thoughts. And so it's so important. Keep that person, and find those people that are going to put good, positive thoughts in your head, are going to give good encouragement. It's going to be a good, rational, real friend in your life, because those feelings, they're going to speak so loud that you're going to bend to them and listen to them instead of listening to the truth of the Lord and the words of God. Because what people are doing is they're drowning. They feel like they're drowning because they have no hope and they don't feel like how they can even reach to God through any of this. So that's why I'm here. That's why I'm here to encourage you. My little video is so tiny. It's not much time for you to hear this, but I want you to know that God is there and God is going to get you through these things. I promise you will make it. You just got to listen to Him. Even though you're feeling all these things, oh yeah, thoughts and feelings are real. But give your heart a little listen to the truths here. And the best person that knows you is the Lord. He is more acquainted with you than I am. And that's the beautiful thing. He knows you. He knows your heart. He knows your personality. He knows your world. He knows what exactly you need. He knows how to speak to you directly so that you can understand things. So what can we do? We want to rest. Rest in Him. Rest in Him knowing He's got you. And that He promises that one day, this is all going to make sense. Even though that one day might seem like forever. Going to continue to trust. Because ultimately, Lord, I need you. I need you more than anything else in my life. You have been the only stream of life to me. The only one. The only one that's ever made any part of me want to keep going. Because nothing, I think people have tried it all. Nothing is satisfying or comforting. If it worked, it would comfort. If it worked, if their advice happened and it did go good, they'd be satisfied, and they're not. But there is satisfaction and comfort in someone, the Lord. And when you're reading in Jeremiah, you read in Jeremiah chapter 15, verse 18, it says, "Why has my pain been perpetual and my wound incurable, refusing to be healed?" Ever feel like that? "Will you indeed be to me like a deceptive brook with water that is unreliable?" This is Jeremiah's plea to the Lord because he's going through and he's like, is it going to be like a deceitful brook? Do you know what a deceitful brook is? A deceitful brook is one that dries up, that goes and it just dries up and there's nothing there. But a healthy flowing brook is one that keeps going and it's got more and more water that goes through it. It's constantly got a source of water that keeps flowing into it. Isn't that a beautiful picture? It's like God is not that deceitful brook. He's not that one that's just going to dry up and go and lead us to complete desolation. Thank the Lord. He is going to lead us and it's going to be a continual supply of water flowing right through your life because He is the fountain of living hope. He is. That's a beautiful thing. He's not a dry up kind of God. He's a fountain of hope, constant flowing with water always. Takes care of the thirsty ways, provides all of that to us. It's just us looking at our unbelief and drawing closer to Him. And it's just through steps of moving forward more and more in your life. And maybe it's time to talk to the Lord about where you feel He's failing you. Like write things down. God, I feel like I'm getting nothing here. What can I do? Help my unbelief. Show me something that I can do to help change this part of my life. And it might not be a huge thing. It might be something as simple as, I don't know, call somebody, go for a walk, or change this little course of action in our life. It's like sometimes you think of our life as like riding on a huge ship, right? And the big rudder. If you just turn it just a little bit, it'll change the whole direction and course that ship is going to take. So sometimes it takes just moving that rudder just a little bit and your whole life will change. And maybe that's just by beginning to read His Word more. Maybe that's by choosing to stay off your social media for a little bit, of the scrolling, the mindless scrolling, and listening to some encouragement for the day. I don't know what that will be in your life, but that's something you can take with Him. Just know that He is not going to lead you in those deceitful brookways. Not at all. No, your life is going to be flowing with living water, but we have to take some steps of asking Him what to do, and He'll guide us that way. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. So I hope that your day goes well today. I hope that it goes better. I hope that when you're struggling with things today, you stop, take it to the Lord, and ask, okay, what can I do to keep moving forward in You? Because it's a beautiful thing, and He will direct you, and He will guide you there, and you're going to get there. I promise you. You stick close. I'm here to encourage you. You may not have a circle. You might not have anybody you can talk to. I'm here. I'm here. You can send me an email. I would love to send an email to you. I would love to encourage you in your day. That is something that is in my heart that I would love to do because I know the results of hurt by people. I know what it's like to have your church people just abandon you and just because of life. And it's wrong. It's so wrong. So I want you to know that I'm here for you. I want to encourage you through your days. You want to send me an email? Look below. There's an email. You can send me an email, and I would love to encourage you in your days. You need somebody, you have nobody? I'm here. There's people all below here in the comment section below that would love to encourage you in your days today. You having a struggle? Write it down and just say, hey, I need something. There'll be people praying for you, that people want to lift you up and get you through, because you know what? They've been through some struggles too, and they're still here too. We're going to make it. You're going to make it in this path and journey of life, and you're going to be a little stronger, stand up a little taller, and just flow through on that good living water, that brook that just keeps going in a healthy way. All right. You have a beautiful rest of your day, and I'll see you again. All right. Bye.